passion. Drop the clutch, pedal to the floor. Turn that giddy button to a lion's roar. Dream machine, racing queen. I'll take you wherever you wanna go. Let's slow this down, break the speed of sound. Tonight we own the road. Dream machine, racing queen.
A very good evening to everyone. Welcome back. It's Monday night at SimRace South Africa. I have Sass in the booth next to me. Sass, how are you doing?
Hello, Ryan. Hello, everybody. I'm excited. It's the last race of the season. Looking forward to closing out on an epic 2022.
Absolutely. So not only is this the last race of the simGP season, it's actually the last official race of the calendar year for SimRace South Africa. So yeah, absolutely looking forward to a great, nice race tonight to end off the year formally. We're running a little bit late. Apologies for that. So I'm just going to speed through a couple of formalities. Starting off with the track layout, of course. Tonight we are at Nürburgring with a Formula Hybrid 2018 car. Quite a popular track. I think most people actually know it for the Nordschleife or the Green Hell Ring, actually. But there is a GP track coupled onto it. And the track map you see in front of you, there's quite a few long straights. There's some good high-speed sections. There's some tight corners as well. It'll be interesting to see how drivers get on tonight with all of that. In particularly so because the weather forecast is particularly cold in Germany right now. In Nürburgring. I think this is the coldest we've ever had, at least certainly for this year at SimRace South Africa. So an average of 4 to 6 degrees. I think ambient is reflecting smack bang in the middle of that right now, 5 degrees. Ambient track is even colder, 1 degree colder, 4 degrees Celsius. The grip starting out at 98% and fast. The gain is quite significant, 700 laps. Obviously that's aggregated and collective for all the drivers going around. The grip will transfer 80% between sessions. We've just hit qualifying now, 12 minutes remaining in the background. Wind is pretty much negligible, so that's all to play for right now. I'm gonna quickly have a look and see if I can get some actual footage right now. Here we go, Byron Thompson going around on screen as we speak. Sass, I'm sure you're gonna start putting together the what ifs and who potentially standings at the top of the table. And,
Yes.
we'll have a sneak peek at the moment just to see how things currently lie, and then you can maybe chat about what happens. Does Emil have this championship wrapped up?
I have a suspicion Emil has it wrapped up because No, Emil doesn't have it wrapped up. He's already taken a drop round, if you can look closely at that icon there. So Emil has, he's got 14 points in hand. That means I think he can finish around between 16th or 15th and up, then he'll have it wrapped up. But for him, he needs to finish tonight.
Indeed, he can't just DNF, or certainly couldn't afford to not rock up at all, having already taken that drop round. And otherwise in the mix, Cornet, Hein, Ruben, Lawrence, certainly all looking like potentials for podium spots.
There's not a lot in it. I think Cornet is comfortably ahead enough that if he can get a decent performance lined up, he should be able to steer clear of Hein. And Hein is pretty much 12-13 points ahead of Ruben. So I'm expecting more or less the finishing order of the standings right now. If anybody finishes their race decently, they should be able to land where they are right now.
That's good insights. So we've just hit 10 minutes remaining in quali. I already see Emil de Villiers on the HS, that's the Hypersoft tire, taking out pole position, tentative or provisional pole at 126.56, and next fastest is Byron, almost a second down from that. So certainly some work to do. Emil looking very strong. Oh, big wiggle there from Emil as I speak.
Careful with the commentators, Chris, tonight.
Yeah, indeed. I see Gas Cohen's just put himself up in 5th position, or make that 6th because Hein van Niekerk has just gone 3rd. So guys are definitely putting in the quick laps as their tires warm up. Track maybe progresses ever so slightly on the grip levels.
Yeah, I'm expecting track progression to play a little bit of a role here. We're very likely gonna see some faster times out of Emil yet. Keep your eye on the last 5 minutes. I'm always curious why nobody takes the strategy of doing 2 laps. Maybe they're not F1 drivers, but okay. but go do 2 laps only, and
Yeah.
like do a banger at the start and do 1 flying lap at the end when the grip is all wrapped up and
that's
nice.
the key thing as well. You've got to get out there and put in a banker lap though, because if you don't, you run a massive risk. See, Cornebread has just bumped himself up into 3rd as well. Pretty healthy there with a 1.8 delta down to 1st position.
For whatever reason, I thought I couldn't edit the sheet while you had it up. I didn't register that it was a picture that you that you were showing on stream.
Yeah, I did a quick and dirty screenshot over there. It wasn't a live link to the webpage. Gas has just bumped himself up to 3rd position now as he runs into the runoff, looking pretty good there.
So I'm quickly figuring out what the finishing order should be. So give me a moment to do some math.
I'm gonna jump around the field and see who we have on track. We have 13 drivers out there tonight. It technically is a full grid in the registration page. 22 drivers and 2 of commentator slots, of course. Just having a look right now, Dirk Brand currently out there in his Tron-inspired livery on the Ultrasoft tyre. Is the Ultrasoft... a bit sideways there on the exit, but Ultrasoft is not as soft as the Hypersoft.
So that is the question. Is Hyper better than Ultra? I'm not sure now.
Cornet just popping himself up to P2, bumping down Byron by 1 slot. I've got John Stewart out there. Ronald Childs is on track today for the Flying Gypsies. As I say, that just squiggles off. Ryan D'Azevedo up there for Flying Gypsies. Lawrence Sterner for Odin Racing. Part of my team is out there as well. Currently in P9. Hein van Niekerk for Skytrim Racing. Jeremy De Villiers for De Villiers Motorsport, of course, paired with Emile. Raymond Duggan is on track. I've got Jude Stewart. And then, as we've seen before, Gas, Byron, Cornet, and Emile duking it out for the coveted top 3 positions at the moment.
Okay, I'm trying to find info on the tires, but I can't see anything right now. I'll have to load up the car for that, for me to be able to really tell. I have a suspicion the Ultrasoft is... Wait. Hypersoft might... I don't know. Dirk was complaining about struggling with tire heat on the server. So maybe he ended up opting for the Ultrasoft because he's
not generating enough heat in the tires.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, someone did say, stand on your brake pedal, then at least your fronts will be hot. Right, so I've just confirmed Emile needs to finish 11th or better in order to wrap up this championship. So looking at the 13 cars in the entry list here, that's a pretty reasonable ask for him.
Barring any sort of catastrophic mechanical failure.
Touch wood. I'm not commentators cursing him here. I'm just saying, like, a lot needs to go wrong for him to lose out in this championship. But then Cornet will basically have to win if he wants to take the championship then, because he is behind. Actually, so Cornet needs to finish 10 positions ahead of Emile if he wants to take the championship.
Yeah, that's the kicker.
If Emile gets a DNF, let's go do that now. I have a suspicion it's going to mess everything up. I think if Emile gets a DNF tonight, Cornet will it's looking like Cornet also needs to finish above like 11th in order to gain a decent finishing position. Hein is in a very good position here though. He has done all 6 previous rounds. So he's still standing a chance to gain a bit of positions here if he can improve his worst finish. And his worst finish is a P6.
Okay, so he's currently sitting in P8 in quali right now, so he's got some work to do.
Ooh, maybe the track temperature is throwing people off a bit.
Indeed, still sitting at a very chilly 4 degrees, as you see him just lock up there. Coming through, that was the chicane essentially, yeah, so hard on the brakes. Just a quick shout out to everyone we have in chat so far as well. Thanks guys, welcome. How's it to Stefan, Andre, Byron? It's interesting. Byron Thompson saying hi on the chat, but he's also in the car, so I don't know if you
I think
got
he
him
said
patched
hi
in.
just before we went live.
Otherwise, yeah, just getting some inside info from the commentators. Could be a good strategy call. And then Andre, Afonso shouting for Byron as well. How's it guys? Good to have you with us. 3 minutes ago, I see Emil's just camping in the pits. He's probably feeling quite satisfied with that lap. Corner is still unable to improve, jumping to pits there as well, but immediately out. So I think he's just trying to get out there again and give it another go.
There is what, 2.5 minutes left, so enough most likely for 2 flyers for no, 1 flyer for Cornay. Start working on Cornay and Hein. I think this is going to be the tight battle tonight. The difference with the point the round drop was just 5, and that's going to be quite the ordeal.
Behind has just improved to P6 up from P8, so he's improving lap on lap. Quite interesting is that the forecast for the weather said that the track grip was going to start at 98% if I'm not mistaken, but it's reflecting as 97 now, which means that that variability came into play and actually dropped it a couple of percentage points.
Okay, so Cornay needs to finish at least 5 positions behind Hein tonight for Cornay to lock out P2 in the championship. I think there's a lot to play for here tonight. They're not as tightly packed. Ooh, I see another driver popping in.
Just following Cornay now as he started his flying lap now. His last official attempts to do so. So we'll see how he gets on while we watch the onboard. Look like a nice, tidy entrance into the Yokohama S-curves there, T1, T2. I always find this the trickiest series of corners here, 2, 3, 4. I often lose most of my time around this track. Everywhere else seems to be on par.
It's such a difficult section, I think, especially in the GT3 cars. In these cars, you can probably rely a little bit more on the aero keeping you glued to the ground. But when you're constantly on, off, it has a way of unsettling the car's balance. And I've found that some drivers end up being faster because they're able to not go completely off throttle and completely on throttle. They're just managing that throttle slightly better than me. I have a little bit of a lead foot on my right foot there, so I can be a little heavy-handed.
Yep, I'm just watching Cornay's pedal inputs actually as we speak there on the bottom right-hand corner. He was pretty much flat. In fact, I think flat the whole way through the Michael Schumacher S's. Someone just bailing out there.
That was Ryan Azevedo.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. I think it may have unsighted Cornay there.
I was wondering if Ryan was maybe trying to give him a bit of a toe there.
Yeah. Maybe even that played against him when it came to those S-bends and corners. Like, I don't know how much the aero washes here with these cars.
So Ronald Childs, the last driver, still out.
Yep.
I think Ruben Krier only just joined because of load shedding. He must have only just gotten online.
Good to see him get in regardless though. Can't quite see if Ronald's actually on the fly here. He's still going, so maybe he believes he is, but my Delta's
I think he's on a flyer regardless. My Delta has also been freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't cycled through all of the drivers yet. I know that this ACC TV timing has a way of being
He's
a
about
little
to
bit
come
finicky.
across the line now, so let's see if he's able to bump himself up from P11. Goes across the line and does not improve.
Unfortunately, he's just giving everybody that like waiting anxiety.
Cool, Sass, I'm going to pop to a 30-second ad break. In fact, let's make it a minute, and we'll chat to you just now. And we're back, and it looks like we have 30 seconds left on the grid. Cars already formed on the grid, and they're out there just waiting to get going. We'll decide what TV camera is going to be good for a starting position here. We have 6 red lights. Sass, you want to do the honors?
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Everybody's revving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Drop the clutch and away they go.
Getting down to T1. It looks like Emil
Emil's
has
still in the lead. Byron Thompson throwing it up on the inside, but he locks up.
It looked like, I don't know, I think it was Gas going a little bit wide there, but it seems to have hung on to P5. I see a Skytrim Racing going quite wide as well.
Oh, that was quite a big moment.
The top 5, 6 seem to have... Oh, it was a massive slide by Jude. And that's going to bring him in contention. Super close with Byron Thompson in the green just behind him. Looks like he has managed to hang on. And fortunately, no collisions there.
I do see in the background there Ronald Childs and Dirk Brandt getting tangled up a little bit. They are both back at it, though.
Yep, I
But
did
Jude
see
Stewart doing very well to take third P3 there right at the
a great
start.
start, yeah. And who is all over the back of Byron? It's Gas, actually, yep. So that looked like... big puff and a lockup on Gas right now.
I'm expecting a lot of lockups now. Tires are still cold. They're not quite warmed up yet, and the track temperature is very, very low.
You know what's interesting? The track grip has actually decreased another percent. It's gone from 97 to 96.
That is so
Very
interesting. It's
yeah.
as if it's doing it in reverse. Oh, that definitely explains why everybody is locking up. Okay, I'm following now. I didn't make the connection when you said that. Okay.
Alright, so as the dust has settled, Emil is out in front. Cornet is about...
Byron
just over
Thompson
half a second.
spins
Oh no!
all on his own.
Again, it must be the grip levels that guys are struggling with. It looks like, interestingly enough, Byron is on the super softs compared to most of the other field is either on the ultra softs or the hyper softs. So he's opting for a harder compound.
That's a weird choice. I wonder if that's maybe a mistake he made with the setup, assuming that there was going to be more grip.
I think he's going to be under pressure from Lawrence Sterner behind him.
Jude Stewart has gone off after the not the Schumacher S, but he's entering the chicane now. Oh, that was unfortunate. He lost the rear. I don't know if he's got any damage right now.
Seeing any bad scuffing. Let me see if I can see the front of his nose via the T-cam. It looks pretty polished. I think he may have got away with that. And as we see Ruben Kruger get ahead of... Oh, I say that! Neck and neck with Byron Thompson, who snatches it back.
Just holding on to it on the outside there. And through this Mercedes complex, it is really, really hard to overtake. So Ruben is just falling back, trying to gather himself back up and get back on the attack.
To Raymond Ryan does Azevedo, who is just behind Jeremy de Villiers, closing up at the braking. He actually locks up and goes off into the sand. Unfortunately, I don't want to say commentators cursed there, but
you switched to him just as it happened.
As I claimed it.
It does mean that Hein van Niekerk is now right on his tail. They go side by side. I need to go and remember what this corner name is.
Same curve.
Oh, you're saying it's one of those names that I'm gonna either butcher.
I think it was T10, basically. Oh, another big lockup by Ryan de Azevedo coming to the chicane, and that's backed up Hein van Niekerk for Skytram Racing behind him. You may have a good run on him now up the main straight, assuming he's got a good exit. I wonder if he's going to deploy curves. Ryan's pulling away, so I think he must have panicked and hit the go faster button as well. What are you seeing?
A little bit of smoke now. I'm following on Jude Stewart, who is closing down on Hein van Niekerk.
Yeah.
So interestingly, Byron Thompson and Hein van Niekerk both on the super softs, as well as Ruben Kruger.
Yeah, so quite a few guys opting for this strategy. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Dirk did say that he'll likely have to go for the Ferrari strategy, where you pit 5 times in a race. Although I don't know how the tire life drop off is in these extra soft tires. Because I have seen that Emil and Jeremy has been able to make the tires work for them in previous races as well. The softer compounds, they've tended to run their races on the softer side.
The speed at which they slam through the gears there, just into the chicane.
It is crazy what these cars are capable of.
Punishment that's put through. I see lots of purple sector times flashing on the leaderboard. I think generally everyone's putting in
personal
PBs.
best lap times.
PBs, yep, so guys are settling in, getting the laps in. Oh, still seeing some big lockups though into T1. Closest battle on track right now, and it's looking like actually Byron Thompson at the back. Raymond Duggan's also quite close to Jeremy de Villiers still.
The yellow from the Odin and Flying Gypsies is it can be quite deceiving, thinking that it's John and Jude following one another.
So Byron right now stuck behind Lawrence Sterner, almost making big wiggle, looking to make a bit of a comeback drive since he qualified quite far up, if I'm not mistaken. I actually can get that data on screen if I cycle through progress. There we go, so we can see top 3 essentially unmoved from the qualifying positions. Jeremy de Villiers gained 3, Raymond gained 3, Ryan Azevedo up 4. places in the top 6 right now. I think the biggest loser off the start is Byron Thompson, who we are on with, down 6 positions. So he is definitely...
Jude Stewart has a big moment through the chicane, and that's allowed Lawrence Turner to slip by, and I am sure Byron Thompson is going to be on the attack right now.
Yes, he's in a bit of a sandwich. And I'm not sure if it's the texture on that wing, but I'm seeing quite a bit of roughage actually on the back of Jude's. Is that damage?
I think that might be damage. I think that might be.
So he might be suffering a little bit of aero disadvantages here.
And it's always a difficult call to make. You're not 100% sure how long it's going to take to go and fix that.
Yeah.
For P13, Ruben Krier is now all over the back of Ronald Childs, but as I say that, Hein van Niekerk slips by Ryan de Azevedo, and for P6, and I might encourage you to jump forward to P5, Raymond Duggan. He is looking like he's all over the back of Jeremy de Villiers right now.
Yep, alright, on board with him now, looking over the T-cam.
It's about getting a clean exit out of here, and I think Jeremy managed to clean her line. He's just pulling away ever so slightly. Raymond is in the tow though, so will he go for it? No, not quite. Ooh, he does have a much more tidy line through there.
Yeah.
Nürburgring maybe being a little known for not being the best track to overtake there, and Raymond just getting it wrong coming out of the Mercedes complex there. He's not going to be able to capitalize, I think, going into the hairpin there down the hill.
Well, Ryan de Azevedo is doing some farming. Just noticed on the leaderboard he's shuffling down a few places. I think that was all on his own. And Lawrence Sterner and Jude Stewart slipped by. The pit window is now officially open for a couple of minutes now, so yeah, we'll see if drivers start showing some interesting strategies or not. This track isn't showing any signs of improving, which some drivers may have banked on, so that's going to be an interesting one.
700 laps is a lot.
It is. Oh, Raymond's lost it, and he's in the wall.
Oh, no.
He's coming through essentially T1 there, and I think he got some oversteer, and then it just snapped.
Snaps like that is not fun.
He's managed to keep it going, but that front end must be now really knackered.
Okay, I actually figured out why the track grip went down, Ryan.
Uh-huh.
I think the starting grip is 98%.
Yes.
With a randomization of 2%. I don't know if that randomization goes 2% up and down or 1 up and down.
Yeah. So
normally, when there is grip transfer, that is added on top of the new randomization for the next session. Each session has its own random value. I think that's where the weirdness came in. Well, I'm saying weirdness. I mean, like that.
I got a bit of a lag spike, actually.
Ooh. Yes, the stream has paused. You're back.
Is it? Yeah, I may have had a bit of a speed wobble on the internet, perhaps. And the tower perhaps just assumed stuff was going wrong, of course.
Yeah. But you're back online.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it must have been a bit of a speed wobble. It looks like everyone is still roughly in the same position as they were a few seconds ago.
So Jude Stewart trying to close the gap on Lawrence Sterner there. Lawrence racing all the way from the UK there. Ronald Childs, DNF.
Oh no. Oh wow, Jude. Wow, has a massive moment.
Jude.
What
That is
on earth
not.
happened there? Was that
He just lost it.
Yeah.
He just lost it.
And that was
The-
an incredibly heavy incident. Oh, his car's struggling.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's broken suspension. That's
Jude, can you get it back?
with the spin. Fortunately, he is right before the pit in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Well,
he needs
not
to
right before,
get
but
down
yeah,
the
at
straight.
least- Yeah, just across.
Okay, that front wing is very, very skew at the moment.
Oh, he's struggling just to keep it in a straight line.
Ooh, I'm worried that he won't. If he's got suspension damage, is his steering wheel straight? Looks like it.
It does kind of look like it, but he is certainly struggling to keep it going. But fortunately, he's found the pit lane entrance now. And he's gliding in, and he's going to have to dial up some repairs. Oh, almost slides into the hole.
that bomb into the pit lane.
Things you can only do in AC with no risk of speeding.
Well, that's the problem. It just locks up your tires, and
Yeah,
then that
that's
can
true.
happen.
If you're going too fast, yeah.
Okay,
Alright,
so
so-
Jude is going to be pitting and trying to see what he can do that. Gas Cohen all the way up into P2 now.
So I think that's probably just from keeping his nose clean. Although, what happened to Cornet? Because wasn't Cornet ahead?
Cornet is 7 seconds adrift, so he must have had a moment.
Yeah,
Um,
possibly.
I'm still not sure. Which one is the softer one? The hyper soft or the, or the ultra soft?
Or maybe someone in chat can tell us, because I don't know.
But depending on what's going on, maybe Cornet is finding himself in a little bit of a predicament with the hyper softs getting too hot because of the sliding.
Yeah.
Less track grip will mean more sliding on the tires.
Certainly doing quite a bit of sliding right now, coming through T1. There's big moments in the puff of smoke yet again. Puff of smoke not actually from locking up, I think just actually from dragging the tires across the track surface. Looks like Jude Stewart is now on his way out the pits again.
Okay, so Jude will have likely taken his mandatory pit stop now already. It's very early. He's coming out on the ultra softs. Byron Thompson, DNF in the pits.
Oh no! Wonder what's happened to Byron. He was running pretty well. No risk of load shedding. It's just in the middle of the hour, so some sort of mechanical fault. Or yep, he's DNF'd unfortunately.
Cornet is getting a lot of understeer in the slower corners. I'm wondering if he didn't have a bit of a moment and his car took a beating.
Just on board with Hein van Niekerk right now. His DRS wide open and seemed to be catching Raymond Duggan in leaps and bounds. As I say that, he has to correct just to catch the slides there.
He's probably been running on his battery as well.
Yeah.
That's the one frustrating thing about F1. I really wish there was some visual indicator about state of
Yes.
charge.
Deployments and how much they're harvesting and when. Get some insights. But, certainly looks to be quite aggressive.
It's a guessing game. It's a guessing game from the
Yeah.
driver's point of view as to what exactly the other driver is doing. And you get these frustrated moments where they're trying to overtake and they're not able to make the overtake stick. And only after a few laps they get the overtake done with. Only for us to find out, oh, they were using push to pass to try and stay ahead.
Oh, and there's a bit of a lock-up by Raymond ahead, and Hein is on a fly here. He's almost half a second up on his best lap time. Nice and flat through the Schumacher S's there. Somewhat conservative inside line there compared to Raymond ahead.
And this is what I'm talking about. I think Raymond is now defending, having seen Hein attack very aggressively with his push to pass. So he's got the upper hand if he could just stay ahead, knowing that Hein will have to recharge his battery.
Corrections, so with a little bit of oversteer there from Hein. Yeah, full banks a respectable lap.
Raymond does have a massive lockup into turn 1 though.
Hein pretty much had to take avoiding action just to avoid running into the back of him. Did very well to stay out of contact there. And
This is where the move's going to be made.
It's done.
I was excited for a side-by-side into this corner, and now I'm just kind of disappointed. Was that Lawrence Turner in the background? So he's also looking like he's closing the gap. His last lap time 30.95, whereas Raymond Duggan's last lap time was a 30.8. Raymond is on the hyper softs though compared to Lawrence. Oh, Hein might be experiencing his tires getting into that window now. I am really curious what everybody's tire strategies are and why they made the choices that they've made. Corné Breed.
Yeah. He's lost it coming through the final corner, I think. According to a random Google search, in terms of just English language and adjectives, hypersoft. Oh, unfortunately, Corné just seems to be struggling with the car right now. On the hypersoft tires, which, assuming Race Sim Studio have conformed to the official definitions here from a dictionary, hypersoft means very soft. Ultra soft means extremely soft of the utmost softness. So I think ultra soft is literally the softest compound here. Hypersoft being one notch harder.
Okay, then super soft.
And super soft's even harder.
Is harder and soft, but I'm counting 4 compounds. I think there are 5.
Oh, we have running today, or you mean available to the drivers?
Available to the drivers.
Yeah. There are some much harder compounds. Like there's a hard and a medium, I think.
No. I think it goes up to maybe medium.
Okay.
I remember something weird happening at the start of the season with the server being set up. There was a bug.
There were 2 that were left out or something. Corné is under a bit of trouble here. Miles also looking very racy here behind Raymond Duggan. The side of his Odin car though is also looking very scuffed.
That side pod looks quite second-hand at the moment.
Yeah.
But I think he might have the move done on Raymond Duggan here.
Down the main straight. I'm sure there's going to be a move here into T1. Oh, so close.
Lawrence outbraking himself slightly there. Can Raymond get...
You'll have the inside line through Mercedes. Oh, there's some contact up the rear. It looks like they keep on going.
Yeah.
On the spins. Yeah, he's essentially got the move done there.
Okay, so there's a bit of jeopardy now. I need to go back and calculate again. What is going on here? So I said Corné has to finish 5 positions or less
Yeah.
Actually, 4 positions or less ahead of Hein. So as things stand right now, Cornet will be locking out P2 in the championship by 1 point.
Cool. That is the nearest of
He's got a damaged car, he's been struggling on tires, and Hein has been looking fast now. Now that I think his tires are starting to get into a window there, he's looking really fast. I am worried for Cornet at the moment.
Yeah, it certainly looks like he's really struggling out there right now.
He does have a Flying Gypsies teammate behind him, but Ruben Krier has also been looking pretty fast, or decently fast. I'm a little worried. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. I think this is gonna heat up for quite the battle close to the end. Ruben Krier into the pits.
Yep. It's a fairly early-ish pit stop, actually. Speaking of Raymond Duggan here, all over the back of Lawrence Sterner.
Raymond very likely saying, I don't like that overtake you did on the end-turn 1. I'm going to take that back, thank you very much. It is going to be interesting to see what is going to happen now, because I'm sure that Lawrence Sterner was very much on the attack and using quite a bit of his battery.
Yeah, it looks like must be speeding away here. Just trying to break that toe.
He is still on full-blown attack mode, trying to get ahead. Or to build that gap. So he's pulled a 1 second gap already. Raymond's turn 1 has been a little on off all night. I think that's gonna be his downfall tonight. Is not having a proper line through turn 1 better down. Something to note, as things stand, Lawrence Sterner and Ruben Krier neck and neck for points at the moment, 462. They have both taken a drop round, so they're going to be battling it out. They're out of contention for... Yeah, they're out of contention for P3 in the championship, so I think the top 3 have it locked out at least. Just trying to spot where else there might be a lively battle. Ryan Azevedo and Raymond Duggan also pretty close. There's a 2-point separation there, with Ryan Azevedo ahead. So as things stand, he's going to be able to keep ahead of Raymond Duggan, but he'll need to be careful to not fall off of the back of him completely.
Gone on board here with our leader, Emile de Villiers. Just because I noticed on the track map, it looks like he's going to be coming up to some back markers very shortly.
Ooh, yes.
First lot of the race.
Actually, not the first lot. That is John Stewart and P9. John or Jude Stewart, most likely. No, that's John and P9.
Oh, wow.
Jude had that massive shunt into the barrier that he had to fix.
Okay, there was good quick yield.
Yeah, just to note, blue flags at SRSA aren't mandatory. They don't mean get out of the way. It's more a warning. Be aware that a driver is approaching you that is faster, and don't defend. So John being very generous there
Yeah.
with Emil.
Yep, the official term is their advisory. And the simple rule we have, just to put it into a one-liner, is that don't defend if you're a back marker.
From a stewarding point of view, I will admit it is slightly easier figuring out when someone is defending and trying to actively block someone. Because unfortunately, that is the case here. We don't have the ability to do live stewarding in these races. That said, this is me trying to punt some people to come and join. We are at the end of our 2022 racing for the year. Ryan, I'm sure you might have...
Raymond's off!
Raymond, what happened, Raymond? No!
He manages to keep it out of the wall, well, from a head-on collision, just glances it.
Oh, okay. So Raymond has now fallen off in the back of Lawrence Turner completely.
And now I see Ryan Dasvoda coming up on his teammate Corne. It's the next closest battle on track. But yeah, Sass, as you were saying before I interrupted.
Yes, you can head over to www.simracesa.co.za. You'll find the link to our Discord server over there. You can come and join. Join us, have a good chat, and we'll be announcing the 2023. Is it already time to start saying that? We'll be announcing the 2023 season structures and everything like this week. I'm gonna hold us to it, Ryan. We need to release it this week, so we can start figuring out our calendar. But I'm quite excited for some of the things that we've been discussing. I'm not gonna hint just yet what is happening. Some people on the Discord might or might not have already guessed something along the lines of the stuff we're planning. But yeah, head over there, come join the Discord, and that way you'll be able to stay in the loop of developments. From a charity point of view, for this season, we managed to raise, and I'm just pulling up the chart quickly, just under 20,000, so 19,990 rand and 99 cents for Jogebed Child and Youth Care Center. We need to start thinking of our next charity for next season. I will start saying this so long. We have dropped the mandatory requirement for a minimum donation. We do want to still keep this up. This is a good thing that we've been doing. We've been influencing lives and having a positive impact in the less fortunate. So we'll make those announcements also closer to next year, probably, as soon as we finalize our charity pick. But yeah, it's a great space for people to come and enjoy some racing. If you have experience, if you don't have experience, either way, it's just some great. It's a great place to come and find racing that suits you.
Yep, come and have some fun. Absolutely. We've also tweaked our schedules just ever so slightly to accommodate for load shedding, confining them to generally fall within just one load shedding stage. Obviously, depending on what city or metro you're in, but yeah, there's always some fun to be had. Even if you are affected by load shedding, it doesn't matter. You can still race for as much as you can. And just while we've been chatting about that, Sass, I noticed that a flurry of people dive in and out of the pits. And
Yes.
looks like Lawrence has got his done. Ryan Asveda went in. Raymond Duggan, I think, went in.
Hein and Emil has stayed out.
Yeah.
I think Dirk Brandt has still stayed out.
Yep, I'll bring it up on screen now. Actually,
You've
pit
got
stops.
that little cheat.
Yeah, so it's actually reflecting Emil as having done his stop. Did he sneak into the pits while we were talking as well? Hein hasn't done a stop yet. Gas has. Jeremy has.
Oh, Emil might have. He's got a big enough gap.
Yeah, I think he had the comfort of having a full pit stop window.
So Raymond Duggan and John Stewart, as well as Dirk Brandt.
Yeah.
Raymond Duggan just pulled into his pit box. So Cornet still hanging on. He is currently 3 positions behind Hein.
So I think
I'm
all
hoping he's got his.
front runners- Yeah.
I'm hoping he's got his car fixed up, because he needs to do some serious driving now. Raymond Duggan going very, very deep into turn 1 there.
But of all the front runners, I think Hein is the only one who hasn't taken his pit stops. So it's going to be very interesting to see when he does come in. If Gas, I think,
Gas
has
should
a chance.
be able to slip by.
Yes.
Gas was in P2. I think Hein is just extending his stint. That might be his strategy. Do a stint on the super softs and then switch to the ultra softs. Or maybe the hyper softs, I'm not sure. I'm fully expecting some differences in lap times and strategies here to play out. Oh, Hein getting a very, very big moment out of turn 1. He didn't go into the barrier, but I'm wondering if he's starting to think about going to pit.
It must be those super softs. I'm sure by now what lap we're on must be really quick to lap 22. And Gas is now just 2.5 seconds behind by the looks of my tower. So I think that's going to be an easy pass under pit stops when it comes to it.
Gas's last lap a 130.2. Hein's last lap a 131.4. So yeah, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer there that Gas is currently quicker. That is kind of the difficult thing to test. Tire drop, well, to predict. Tire drop-off can have an impact on your race pace. To the extent that if you don't get your prediction just right, you might not realize how much time you are losing by running on a harder tire for longer. But Hein is in the pits. I am keeping a very close eye on the tires that he is going to exit with. If he comes out on super softs again, that's interesting. I'm not sure if that is necessarily the right call. That might be losing him more time than he needs. And he comes out on super softs.
That's interesting.
With Cornet
Side by side. Oh, Cornet is wiggly behind.
managed to catch the snap there.
Ooh, look at this super close here. Cornet on the ultra softs, of course. They've been rubbered in.
Hein is in a very, very tough position here.
Look how attacking and threatening Cornet looks in comparison. Hein almost just trying to hog the middle of the road and sort of not make it easy with any doors here, but he needs to commit to a line here through the Schumacher. This is essentially... Cornet just putting his time there in a bit of a higher gear, just waiting to see what will happen.
I think Cornet is just waiting it out. He's trying to see where exactly he is faster.
Agreed.
Because it's easy to be caught out. If you're on a hot tire that is, well, a tire that's already up to temperature. Nice to see Dirk Brandt is in the pit right now. If you're on a tire that's already up to temperature, you can brake later. Especially when you're on a softer compound as well. You're going to be able to brake later. And taking that moment and having that patience to just see where's the other driver's brake markers. How do I best approach this to stay on his rear instead of running into his rear?
Yep.
But Cornet needs to be careful now because it's looking like Hein is firing up those tires.
Yeah, and with fresher boots on, you know, that advantage that Cornet may have that in terms of this window maybe narrowing.
It might even be that Cornet is just playing a little bit of a longer game. well, he's aware. I don't know if the drivers can tell when another driver is using their battery. If you're able to tell and see that someone is actively using that as a defense mechanism, you might be able or inclined to wait for them to use it up, or like run 1 or 2 laps like that, and then go on the attack.
I mean, I'm trying to see the little lights at the back behind Fenix's car here as I'm on board with him looking forward.
I mean, that means it's harvesting.
Oh, they're side by side and into the chicane. They're still side by side. Cornet backs out of it. Hines slips through.
Oh, I thought Cornet was maybe going for the cutback, but not quite the opportunity there. I think Cornet is playing mind games here. he knows that he's quicker than Hein. I don't know if Cornet is aware that he's got P2 in the championship wrapped up by staying on the rear of Hein.
Yeah.
I'm sure Cornet would rather be on the podium instead. But this battling is costing them time. Up ahead, Jeremy de Villiers' last lap, 1:31.3. That's 0.2 quicker than what Hein did on this last lap.
Yeah, it's definitely pulling away. Whenever you're battling, it's pros and cons.
Will they go for it side by side into the chicane again? No, they're not. Okay,
Cornet is
Cornet
too far back, yeah.
He's. I think Cornet. No, I haven't seen his harvesting light flash up. So, it's always so tough. I really.
Oh, Cornet's lost it.
No! Oh,
he
that's
keep it
not
out
going to
the
be
wall?
great for his tires. I'll take that one. That was probably me.
Certainly, evidence as just to how hard he's pushing here.
I mean, sometimes that moment where you make the mistake, especially if you're like half a second to a second faster than the driver in front, it can help as a little bit of a reset. It can very easily send you down a path that you're spiraling and losing control. But that reset can be helpful to just run in the open-ish air for a moment and make sure that you can get ahead, or lay down some good laps and then bring back the pressure.
Yep.
Hein is very well aware that Cornet is responsible to overtake. Hein hasn't been running unnecessarily defensive here and there. He knows that Cornet needs to pull off quite a move to get past.
Yeah, definitely a notorious track for overtaking. Hein just choosing to run his line. Let Cornet do all the hard work.
What I wouldn't do now for a safety car restart. It's always funny when I'm watching these charity events, like the one that was held recently by I think it was hosted by Jimmy Broadbent.
Yeah.
Because he is running as an admin on the server, he's very sneaky with the stuff that he's doing. I think there was one of the goals was if the donations reach 20k, his girlfriend will do 1 lap. So what he sneakily did was to arrange for a safety car on the lap that she would drive. And then I also logged in very close to the end of the race, and he pushed a little too hard, went off track. He almost saved it. It would have been a glorious save. But that then pushed his incident points beyond the threshold, and it netted him a drive-through penalty. To which he sneakily removed it, only for one of the other admins to then
see that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just down in P10. Jude Stewart has made it past his dad, John. Hein looks to be closing the gap on Jeremy for P3. That gap was around 10 seconds while Hein and Cornet was battling. Ooh, this might be interesting. I'm wondering if those two closing the gap on Jeremy might not make for a spectacular end of the race for P3 for the last podium position.
Could be good, yeah. Hein on the super soft tire, everyone else above him on the ultra softs. Will they have a better degradation essentially? Continue to do some faster lap times. Coming up on the back of Dirk Brand, I recognise the Tron livery ahead.
Oh, that might be why the gap closed. Jeremy was working his way through some back
traffic, yeah.
Okay. Cornet having a very, very big wiggle out of turn 1 there, but he has managed to reduce that gap by a second. So his last lap a 130.3 and Heinz a 131.3. And up ahead, Jeremy de Villiers was doing a 131.6. So I think Cornet is gonna. It's looking like Cornet is gonna arrive on the back of Hein before Hein manages to get to Jeremy.
Pit window also only open for another 4 minutes, but I think everyone's safely taken.
Everybody should have cleared their mandatory pit stops by now.
Yep.
Ryan, have we announced the final standings for simGT and simM2?
Not normally on stream, I don't think.
Yeah, I think now we have a little bit of a lull. Let's keep an eye on Cornet, so stop me as soon as you spot something happening.
Watching that gap has come down from 2 point something to now 0.9 flicking into the tower here, so yeah, I'll keep an eye.
So I'll quickly just cover the gist. So for simM2, our BMW Cup class race series that we had, we had Charles Wilkin lock out P1, Ross Bartle managing a solid P2 finish, and Sean Bingham managing P3 in the championship. From a team perspective, this is my moment to brag. Nick and I managed to lock out the team championship there.
On the leaderboard, Hall of Fame.
Ross and Christie locks up P2 in with their Grumpy Monkey Sim Racing Yellow team. And the two Leaches, James and Renier Leach, manages P3.
Good job, Leach Racing.
Okay, this gap is now down to
a
small enough.
Defensive run behind here. Although it looks like he was just trying to break the toe, he snapped back out to the outside line.
I think he was just ooh, and they're arriving on the back of Dirk now, so
Oh, this could be spicy.
this might be very spicy. It's always controversial, but I love it when there's a back marker in play. Remember, it's not the responsibility of the back marker to jump out of the way.
100%, and Dirk will know this.
There is a craft to overtaking a back marker while you are battling. It's one of the reasons I love watching endurance racing, because you just see the drivers planning and thinking ahead to more than just the 20 minutes or 10 minutes that is left in the race. Everybody having quite a lockup there out of the hairpin, it seems. Ryan is looking very, very much under pressure here. He's trying to make his way past Dirk. And Dirk is arriving on the back of John Stewart there as well. What's going on?
On the side by side, Dirk goes off the track. Oh, there's a wiggle! Oh, there's a wiggle by corner as well. They're both losing traction there just before the final corner. I could have sworn Corny was going to have him, and then suddenly has a wiggle himself.
That's the tough one. That's the tough one. Hein was pushing Dirk off track there. Not that Dirk has the right of way, but he should make a clean overtake, unfortunately.
He's not defending or anything.
No. Dirk was running a line.
Is it one of the Stewarts in front of Dirk Brand?
It's John Stewart.
Right. But here we go. Ooh, that was an aggressive pull-out. Just missing the front wing tap there. Oof. It looks like he's got through safety, both of them, that is. That was a hairy moment.
Okay, Dirk admitting that he made a mistake there and then yielded the position to Cornet.
No, is this John or Jude Stewart here?
This
on the
is...
back? Must be John, surely.
That's John, yes.
Yep. Oh, look how close they get, and just squishes out there.
John is a teammate of Cornet, so I'm curious. Yeah, John just pulls over. I'm just going to quickly look at Dirk, because I suspect this is going to be spicy into the chicane. They're side by side, going for the outbraking maneuver. Dirk locks up slightly, but does he manage to land the cutback?
No. Oh, he's struggling with the grip level.
Struggling with traction out of
chicane,
And all this scurrying about has meant that Hein has lost some of the ground that he gained on Jeremy now. Alright, I'm gonna start updating some standings, some preliminary standings. Keep in mind this isn't final.
minutes left in this race. The pit stop window is officially shut, of course.
Okay, so that's
a
spicy one. As the standings are right now, that puts Emil in P1 in the championship, Cornet in P2, Hein in P3, followed by Lawrence, Ryan de Azevedo, Jeremy de Villiers, Raymond Duggan, Ruben Creer, Gas Cohen, and Jude Stewart for the top 10 of the championship. And there's still some position.
Cornet side by side behind for Nico. A little bit of a squeeze there going through Boston
that
curve.
was a little naughty by Hein. Ooh. I think that was a little bit naughty by Hein, to be honest. Yeah, Cornez won the right to be there on the outside, and he was squeezed off track. Six minutes to go. So at present, Ryan de Azevedo and Jeremy de Villiers tied for points, with Raymond Duggan behind by 1 point, and Lawrence Sterner ahead of them by 3 points. So small mistakes can still have quite a big impact on this championship up and down the board.
Will Cornet have enough time to catch back up to Hein to have another passing
I'm worried
attempt?
that he's not going to have enough time. We'll see what this lap's time is.
Going through the chicane now.
Ooh, Hein just completely cutting the chicane there. He is under a ton of pressure.
His last lap is officially a 1:30.299. Cornet is being a 1:30.0.
Keep in mind, I think Hein gained quite a bit of time there cutting the chicane.
True.
Already, Cornet right on his
0.2 seconds slower than Cornet's lap times right now, or at least that's on the last. So I think here he is. He's arrived. Four minutes left. That's what, 2 laps?
Plus, 2 laps, I think 2.5 laps maybe.
Yeah.
Judging by how far up ahead Emil de Villiers is on the track.
Oh, there's a mistake here.
Running a very, very tidy line there through the hairpin, but Hein just parking it on the apex.
Just a bit of bombing there by Cornet, weird. Oh no!
Oh, Cornet!
It's fighting with the grip there. Does super well to keep it in check though, but just again, frustratingly losing out on that advantage.
Just double checking. Emil is right behind them, basically. He's almost a lap ahead of them. So Emil will be crossing the finish line now for his second last lap, meaning Cornet and Hein both still have 2 laps, 3 laps left. Cornet really struggling now. Heinz managing to open up that gap to 2 seconds.
I'm almost wondering if all these corrections and snaps and slides that Cornet has been catching, is that not just eking away at his grip?
I think that's heating up his tires a little bit too much.
Oh, there you go.
No! That is the.
Oh,
that
that's
is.
it. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Just bring it home now, Cornet. Focus on bringing it home.
Known P5. What's his nearest threat? Lawrence behind is 10 seconds adrift. Should be fine.
He needs to finish P8 or better.
Yeah, I'll be fine if he just does. He just needs to nurse it home now. No more.
Yeah.
No more mistakes, no more
that's
risks. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, don't be dumb now. There's only 2 minutes left. There's an entire championship in this if you're not careful. Well,
Yeah.
in a second place in the championship. Cornet not being an unknown entity here on the top end of the simGP field. He has won it once or twice previously, I believe. Now curious.
Hall of Fame should produce results. SA.ca/Hall of Fame.
Oh no. His best finish seems to be a third place in the championship.
Yeah, in the 2020.1, which was the Formula 3 V6 car.
Yes. Other than that, quick breather. I'm now going to be tooting my own horn here. Some GT standings. Ross
Yes.
Bartle finishing P1 there. He managed it quite comfortably. I brought it home in second place, and Chris Heinecker in P3. He did very, very well in that last race. He put me under a bunch of pressure and eventually won it. And then I'm afraid it was a grumpy monkey lockout as well for the team championships, with myself and Ross teaming up for GM Black and Nick and Christy for GM Yellow. But then P3 in the championship, Hex Racing by containing Jean Leroux and Conrad Folskett. So
Awesome.
congratulations to them as well.
Nice. I believe that was possibly also their debut season with us.
I think so. I believe so. I believe so. Hopefully we see them back next season and we can experience what those two can bring. Emil coming around the last bend there, closing out quite the season. This will be his third win of the season. Sorry, I'm counting like... Yes, this will... I'm counting the wrong... Counting the wrong sheet. This is his fifth win of the season. Emil has absolutely dominated. Gascoigne, very, very solid drive from him tonight. Kept it clean and bringing home a P2 finish.
There we go across the line.
Jeremy de Villiers, dad of Emile de Villiers, bringing home P3. So the de Villiers Motorsport team has done really well tonight. And I think based on the standings updates, preliminarily that means Emile de Villiers takes the championship, Corné Breed in P2, Hein van Niekerk in P3. From a team championship point of view, de Villiers Motorsport with Emile and Jeremy, they'll take home the cup there. Flying Gypsies, Aries, John and Jude Stewart taking home P2, and Hades with Corné Breed and Ryan de Azevedo taking home P3. That's not right. Some of the math seems off there. Unless this isn't sorted. Ryan, I can't deal with this. How do I sort it? We'll have to figure that out. Sorry, people.
Look out on the official Discord announcements.
Yes.
Sass, shall we see if we can go and find some interviews?
I've got the first one here, and I'll go and find the rest quickly while you speak to Emile.
So, Emile de Villiers, welcome. How are you feeling, son?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good. Thank you.
Awesome. It looks like you had a great race out there today. Looked like it, certainly from the commentator's perspective, that all went according to plan. No kind of hassles. Was it actually the same in the cockpit? You tell us.
Well, of course, at the start it was pretty stressful with Cornet, like right on my rear, and I saw he was on hyper soft tires, so I thought I would have to drive really consistently to keep him off. But luckily, in the other part of the race, it all turned out good.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys didn't change your strategy at all, just in response to what you saw the other drivers picking in terms of compounds and such, eh? Did you just try and stick to your plan and keep it clean?
Yeah, I just stick to my usual 50-50 pit stop strategy.
Yeah, no, it looked like it worked pretty well. Good job, guys. Especially with the... Were you caught out by the weather? It certainly seemed a lot colder than I think everyone thought it was going to be. And more interestingly, we also noticed that the track grip levels didn't actually improve at all. In fact, they may have even worsened throughout the race.
Oh, buggered, to be honest.
Talk to us about your race. How did you feel out there tonight?
That was a lot of hard work. I took a knock in T1 on the opening lap, took some damage and drove with that throughout the whole race. Already running quite a low downforce setup, so my arms are dead. That was the hardest I've ever driven, and I've never been so glad a race is over.
That's it. Sass, are you still with me? Can you hear me? I did get
I'm
a
still
disconnection
here. You're
notice.
breaking up a little bit.
Yeah.
But let's see. Jeremy, how did your race go?
Yeah, it was a very tough race. I think everyone underestimated the grip levels. It kind of caught us all by surprise. So it was a very exhausting race. Good lord.
I mean, congrats on the podium there. It was looking like Hein and Cornet was going to catch you out, but those two were engrossed in quite the battle.
Yeah, and I was watching their times and the gaps. I was also trying to manage my risk a little bit, because to go flat out here, you've got to take so much risk.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of, Emil has managed to grab the championship. Well, preliminary. I don't think there's going to be any pending investigations logged against him. And I think, by my calculations, Cornet, you're taking P2 by like 4 points over Hein in P3. Congratulations there. Hein, how was the season for you?
Oh, I got a T300 RS, so it was a big upgrade.
Uh-huh.
So much less spins. It felt so consistent and fun. I'm quite happy with myself. I feel like I can go a long way still.
Awesome.
Cornet, yourself, how did your season go?
Season was lekker, except the one DNF I had in Monza.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it was quite a lekker season. Competition was tough all the way through. And yeah, I had a little bit of a setup issue on my car. I kept on losing it in the last chicane. So I had to go really slow through there. And that's the only place I was catching iron.
Yeah, it looked like everyone
So
was
I couldn't
struggling
lunge
with
into
grip.
that last corner either.
Yeah. The last corner, just coming out of that chicane, looks like everyone is struggling with grip and having to overcorrect.
Oh yeah, and I went with the hyper softs on the T1, trying to do something different on the first stint. And yeah, it took about 10 laps and they were worn out. And then I was sliding all over the place.
Quick clarification, we've been contemplating and we were unsure. Which one is the absolute softest, hypersoft or ultra soft?
Hyper softs.
Hypersofts. Okay. Just confirming what Ryan was reading. And then Emil, you had an absolutely dominating season. Your worst finish was like P4. How do you feel the season went for you?
It went pretty good. Of course, with that, my only bad, well, not bad, but the races where I felt didn't do good enough was, of course, just Immo. But the rest of the season, I felt I was pretty good.
No, that's good to hear.
One question I have for all of you gents in the chat channel today, you're definitely the sharper top end of the field we have here for open wheel racing at SimRace Africa. What are you guys looking forward to for next year in terms of open wheelers? And with that, I think I have just lost connection. Sorry, my internet's dying. You guys hear me? You catch the question?
Yeah.
I'll answer that real quick.
Go for it.
Please, can we have some street circuits? I'm begging
Street
you.
circuits. Okay. Cool. And in terms of car, hybrids, Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3,
F1 all the way, please.
F1 all the way.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind going with the 2022 or 23 concept if there's a newer one.
Okay.
But I do understand buying the mod, because it most likely won't be free.
Yeah.
But
there'll be a
trying to
paid
stay
mod,
current
but yeah, a
and
little bit more
relevant.
modern.
Yeah, either that or we go back to the V10s.
You want those V10s, eh? Oh man,
They just sound awesome. It's so nice to drive with them.
They do. Didn't you put a F10 sound mod onto one of the other hybrids or the old
Yeah,
cars?
I did an engine swap with the
Yeah.
F2 and the V10.
That's it.
Yeah, I think we can close this out, Ryan. Thanks, you gents. It was
Yeah.
a
Great to
spectacular
have you guys
season
this
to
season.
watch,
Yeah.
and
Thank you
looking
very much.
forward to the next seasons. Hopefully, we see you back here.
Yeah. Hope to see all you
everyone.
gents back.
Thanks,
Have a
guys.
good
You
one.
guys, cheers.
Ciao for now.
guys.
Thanks everyone.
Later.
Cheers.
Yes, thanks very much as well for co-hosting with us tonight. And to everyone else, don't go anywhere. Join our Discord. Absolutely, the links I'll post in chat as well. It's just simracesa.co.za.
Also, remember, we promised to make an announcement about the about next season this week. So, if you want to be in the know, you're gonna have to be on the Discord.
Indeed. So there, the link has just popped into your chat, and hit that. You'll find a big Discord button on the front website. Join that. Follow the instructions on sign up, and yeah, start chatting away and listening into what we have in store. For everyone else, it's been a great year. Hope to see all of you back soon. Spread the word. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll
Cheers,
catch you
everybody.
soon. Cheers. Bye.